Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that everyone faces at some point: rejection. Whether it's from a relationship, a job, or life itself, being replaced or left behind can feel like a sharp sting. It's difficult not to take it personally when someone moves on as though you never mattered. In those moments, it's easy to feel unimportant and question your own value. But here's the truth: don't get mad, just do. Let's break it down into 6 powerful points that can transform this experience. First, when someone replaces you, whether it's in a job, a friendship, or any other aspect of life, it's natural to feel hurt, anger, and resentment. But what we often fail to realize is that the energy spent on being upset only gives away our power. The more time and focus you put into your emotions, the more control you give to that person or situation that caused you pain. Reclaiming your power starts with understanding that you have the ability to choose your emotional response. Instead of reacting emotionally, the most powerful move you can make is to reclaim your energy and shift your focus back to yourself. Think about it. Why should you allow someone else's decision to dictate your peace of mind? When you let frustration consume you, you're essentially telling yourself that your worth is determined by someone else's approval. But that is not true. You were valuable before they entered your life, and you are still just as valuable after they leave. The only thing that changes is how you choose to see yourself. No one else defines your value. The only person who can determine your self-worth is you. The challenge here is to stop giving away your power and start taking ownership of how you respond to the world around you. When you focus on self-reflection and personal growth, you regain control of your life and emotions. Instead of wasting your energy asking, "Why did this happen to me?" shift your focus to, "What can I do with this moment?" That simple change in perspective can make all the difference. One of the biggest misconceptions we have is that other people hold the key to our happiness and success. Whether it's a job that let you go, a partner who moved on, or a friend who replaced you, these might feel like losses in the moment. But the truth is, there are always opportunities in disguise. The power lies in how you respond, not how you react. By changing your perspective and choosing to focus on what you can control, you'll find that the situation is no longer a source of frustration, but an opportunity for personal transformation. The key is to let go of the negative thoughts and focus on the possibilities ahead. Every ending makes room for a new beginning. When someone replaces you, they are actually doing you a favor. They're making space in your life for something bigger, something better, and most importantly, something that aligns with who you are meant to become. The key here is to stop reacting out of anger and start responding with power. This means no angry texts, no desperate attempts to prove your worth, and no seeking closure where it doesn't exist. Instead, redirect your energy toward yourself and invest in your growth. Take the opportunity to explore new hobbies, develop new skills, and refine your personal goals. Begin focusing on what excites and motivates you instead of dwelling on the past. The moment you shift your focus to personal growth, you begin to create the life you've always wanted. This new chapter holds the promise of something more aligned with your true self. Think about it. Why waste time trying to prove yourself to those who don't value you? Instead, pour that passion into something that elevates your life. Invest in your dreams, work on your fitness, dive into learning new skills, and focus on your career. Every area of your life deserves your energy. When you shift your focus inward, you stop being the victim and start becoming the creator of your destiny. That's when the magic happens. You have the power to change your life, but it starts with taking back control. Instead of feeling powerless, realize that you have the ability to shape your future with each decision you make. The more you invest in your future, the less you'll care about who or what has tried to hold you back. When you make the decision to rise above the situation, you'll find that people who expected you to fall apart are left speechless. They expected you to beg, to cry, to seek validation. Instead, you chose to thrive, This is where your true strength lies, in letting your transformation speak louder than any words ever could. Life will always throw challenges your way, but it's your response that defines you. When you focus on self-improvement, the world can't help but take notice. People might try to bring you down, but they'll only be met with a version of you that's stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. Your resilience becomes your superpower, and that's when the people who doubted you begin to realize their mistake. One of the most powerful things you can do is to stop begging for validation from people who don't see your worth. Instead, begin working on yourself so you become undeniable. Upgrading your life isn't about changing for someone else. It's about evolving for yourself. Whether it's in the form of physical health, mental growth, or personal accomplishments, the more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the more you'll realize that you don't need anyone else to define your worth. You were enough before they walked into your life, and you will remain enough after they leave. Your self-worth does not fluctuate based on the approval or disapproval of others. It is constant, and it is defined by your actions, your choices, and your confidence. When you're constantly upgrading yourself, you stop seeing yourself through the lens of what others think. You stop needing validation. What others think of you doesn't matter as much as what you think of yourself. This shift is powerful. It changes the way you approach life challenges and even relationships. And when others see you thriving, they'll begin to realize something. They didn't replace you, they lost you. The loss isn't yours, it's theirs. The true value you hold becomes undeniable. You'll be stronger, more capable, and more self-assured than ever before. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll come to see that your worth is non-negotiable. Many people make the mistake of shrinking in the face of rejection. They dwell in disappointment, let it define them, and stop pushing themselves. But this is exactly what you should never do. Instead of letting pain weaken you, let it make you stronger. Don't chase after the people who don't see your worth. Start focusing on upgrading your life so that the next time they see you, they'll realize that it wasn't a replacement, it was a loss. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to evolve into the person you were always meant to be. These setbacks are simply setups for your next big leap forward. And that leap is going to take you places they never expected. When life knocks you down, you have two choices: to shrink into your circumstances or to rise above them. The choice is yours. Don't let your circumstances determine your worth. Instead, take the opportunity to work on yourself. Upgrade your skills, build your strength, and sharpen your mind. The more you invest in yourself, the more undeniable your growth becomes. When you stop chasing after people who don't see your value, you start attracting the right opportunities and people into your life. Stop worrying about who replaced you and focus on becoming someone that no one can replace. Upgrading your life doesn't mean changing for someone else. It means evolving for yourself. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you stop chasing after those who don't value you. Whether it's a relationship, a career setback, or a betrayal, use that energy to build a stronger version of yourself. Success isn't about revenge, it's about growth. It's about becoming someone so powerful that no one can ever replace you again. Instead of wasting time on negative emotions or revenge, channel that energy into learning new skills, taking on challenges, and stepping into your full potential. When you prioritize your own personal growth, you make it impossible for others to overlook you. Here's a secret: silence is the best revenge. Not because it's passive, but because it's powerful. When you choose not to engage in unnecessary drama, you show an unshakable strength that speaks louder than any words could. When people expect you to beg, to fight, or to react emotionally, your calmness unsettles them. They'll wonder why you're not breaking down, why you're not retaliating. The absence of a response will make them question their actions. Silence is an incredibly potent tool. It disrupts their narrative and leaves them wondering whether they made a mistake. It's not about being quiet because you're weak. It's about being quiet because you know your worth and you no longer need to prove anything. When you remain silent, you maintain your dignity. You don't need to justify yourself to anyone. You demonstrate that your value isn't determined by anyone's opinion or decision. This kind of control is rare and it commands respect. Silence isn't about doing nothing. It's about redirecting your energy inward. Instead of explaining yourself to people who don't deserve an explanation, use that time to work on your personal growth and well-being. Keep your head high and focus on what's truly important. With every step forward, you show that you are in control of your emotions and your destiny, making the opinions of others irrelevant. When you remain silent and continue to thrive while others expect you to crumble, that is the ultimate statement. Imagine someone leaving you thinking you'll fall apart, only to see you become stronger, more successful, and completely unbothered. That realization will hit them harder than any words could. Silence protects your peace and gives you the power to move forward without resentment, without bitterness, and without carrying the weight of the past. When you focus on your transformation, everything you do is a testament to your strength and resilience. People can try to bring you down, but they will only witness your rise. In time, life has a way of bringing things full circle. Those who doubted you, replaced you, or underestimated you will eventually see the truth, not because you told them, but because your growth made it undeniable. By the time they realize your worth, you'll be so far ahead that their opinion won't matter anymore. That's the beauty of silence. It's not just a form of revenge, but it's also your greatest strength. When people see you thriving and accomplishing your goals, they'll realize they didn't replace you, they lost you. And by then, it won't even matter to you anymore. When someone replaces or disrespects you, your first instinct might be to prove them wrong. You might want to argue, to defend yourself, or to seek validation. But here's the truth: no amount of talking will convince someone who has already chosen to overlook you. Instead of wasting your energy on words, let your success do the talking. Let your growth, achievements, and transformation speak for you. This is how you become truly unstoppable. Success doesn't need a defense, it stands on its own. When you rise above, no words are necessary because your actions will speak louder than anything anyone could say. The best way to prove your worth isn't through words, but through action. Let your transformation be the response. As you level up in your personal and professional life, you'll show the world just how valuable you are. By the time those who replaced you realize what they've lost, you'll already be thriving in a better place, surrounded by people who appreciate you for who you truly are. The beauty of this process is that you no longer need anyone's approval to validate your success. You create your own path and walk it with confidence, knowing that you are enough, always have been, and always will be. When you keep moving forward, you stop caring about who replaced you or who left you behind. You focus on becoming better, stronger, and more fulfilled. You let go of the need for validation from others because you know your worth. When you do this, you make it impossible for anyone to ever replace you again. Success isn't just about winning. It's about becoming someone who no longer has to prove their worth. You stop chasing approval and start living your life on your own terms. You evolve into a person whose value cannot be questioned. Self-worth isn't up for negotiation. When you truly embrace your value, you stop settling for less. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop accepting situations or people that make you feel small. Instead, you set standards for yourself. You choose relationships, careers, and environments that align with your value. This is how you create a life where you no longer need to prove anything to anyone, because your self-respect speaks for itself. When you hold yourself in high regard, you automatically attract people who value you just as much. Setting boundaries is a crucial part of knowing your worth. When you respect yourself, you won't allow anyone to treat you as less than you deserve. You won't chase after people who can't see your value. You'll stop trying to prove yourself in places where you don't belong. Instead, you'll focus on creating a life that reflects your worth and attracts the right people and opportunities. Boundaries aren't walls, they are a reflection of your self-respect. By setting clear boundaries, you make it clear to the world that your worth is non-negotiable. Life has a way of unfolding exactly as it's meant to. When things don't go according to plan, it's easy to feel abandoned or lost. But the truth is, every rejection, every setback is a form of redirection. Trust the process. The universe always has your back, even when you can't see it. Your journey is unfolding, and the universe is guiding you to something better. When you trust that everything is working in your favor, you stop resisting change. You begin to see the opportunities in every setback and understand that every no is making room for a better yes. The universe's plan for you is always greater than the one you have for yourself. There will be times when life doesn't go the way you imagined, but those moments are often just detours leading you to something better. Trusting the process means understanding that not everything needs to make sense right now. Trust that every door closed is a door protecting you. Every delay is preparing you for something bigger. When you believe in this, you stop forcing things that aren't meant to happen and allow life to unfold as it should. It's easy to feel disheartened when life takes an unexpected turn. When you lose something, you might feel like it's the end, but in reality, it's often just the beginning of something more incredible. Embrace change even when it feels uncomfortable. The truth is, growth happens when you step outside of your comfort zone. The universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning things to bring you closer to your true purpose. Change is an opportunity for reinvention, a chance to evolve into the person you were always meant to become. When something leaves your life, don't see it as a loss, see it as redirection. The universe is guiding you to the place you're supposed to be. Sometimes, the things we think we want aren't actually the best for us. What seems like a setback is actually clearing the way for something more aligned with who you are. Trust the journey, even when it's unclear. Let go of the need to control every step and instead allow yourself to be guided by the belief that everything is unfolding for your highest good. As you walk through life, you'll encounter rejection, betrayal, and loss. But none of these things can ever define you unless you let them. Instead of seeing yourself through the lens